We're back live on KNEB.TV platforms on our YouTube channel, Allo Channel 15 and Mobius Channel 1500. Chris Cottrell alongside Jeff Kelly. We've kind of swapped quarters for the first two games today. On this one, I'll take the first half. Jeff will handle second half duties, and then we'll get back to quarter after quarter for our nightcap tonight with the Scottsbluff and Gering girls matchup. Looking forward to this one. It'll be my first time seeing these two teams in person this year. We've got the Alliance boys set to take on Sidney. Had a visit with Alliance head coach Jordan Mills for just a few moments after our last game wrapped up over near the Alliance bench. Loves his kids, first year at the helm. Alliance right now 11-5. They beat Mitchell last night 58-41. Of course, Austin Lewis, the head coach at Sidney, the Red Raiders are 12-4 on the season. They beat North Platte last night 68-32. Their losses this year have come to an outstanding Ogallala team. Alliance beat Sidney in the first matchup of the year between these two. They've also dropped one to Sterling and McCook. Sidney will be in the red uniforms today with white numbers and letters and black trim, and Alliance, the top team on the bracket, as the home team for this one. Jordan Mills and Austin Lewis, the two head coaches. Let's meet the starters. First for Sidney, it's 6'2" senior Reed Fiskus. Also in the starting lineup, 6' senior Landon Riddle, 6'2" junior Lance Holly, Kean Kaiser, the 6'3" junior, and of course, Alec Doty, a 6'2" junior. Now let's meet the starters for the Alliance Bulldogs. Espen Lonick is a 5'9" junior. Also in the starting five, Lexton Salcido, a 5'11" junior. 6'1" senior Peyton Boyer. Trevor Zern, a 5'9" junior. And rounding out the starting five for Coach Mills and Alliance is 6'3" senior Seth Myring. We've got 8 minutes on the clock as we get set for opening tip-off here for the Alliance and Sidney boys semifinal. Winner will advance to play Scottsbluff in the championship game tomorrow.
As we talked about the earlier games, of course, Gering took on Alliance to start the season. They've also played Sidney. And of course, these two teams are probably looking a lot different than they did early in the season.
Sidney 12-4, Alliance with a record of 11-5. Ball is in the air. It's Sidney controlling the opening tip with Kean Kaiser. Holly to Kaiser on the perimeter. Myring defending him. Kaiser backs down Myring, puts it up a little jump hook with the right hand, won't go off the square. Here comes Alliance. Trevor Zern, right wing. Zern picks up his dribble. They'll move it to Espen Lonick. Quick trigger three ball off the back of the iron. Rebounding underneath is Reed Fiskus. Fiskus will bring it up the floor himself. Fiskus operates into the paint. Soft touch with the right hand. And Reed Fiskus has our first 2 points of this one. 2-0 lead for Sidney. Lonick has it on the bounce. Zern dribbles inside the arc. Myring left corner. He'll put up the tray. That one rims out. And the rebound controlled by Sidney 6'2" junior Lance Holly. Alec Doty, little crossover dribble. Nifty up and under against the defender. Can't get the shot to go. 2-0 Sidney. Lonick tries to give Alliance the lead. That three rims out. The tip, it was kind of Kaiser tipping that one. Couldn't control it. Almost tipped it in for an Alliance basket. 2-0 lead for the Red Raiders and the basketball. Back cut for Doty. Instead, it's Holly on the perimeter. Mid-post catch. And Kean Kaiser can't get it to go, but he goes up quickly on the tip on the offensive rebound. Kean Kaiser made a football visit. He appears to be a pretty heavily recruited player by Iowa State these days. Trevor Zern answers on the offensive end for Alliance. And the Bulldogs are on the board. Jordan Mills clapping his hands, far side of the gym. A 4-3 lead for Sidney. Kaiser gives it up to Landon Riddle. Riddle, he got fouled. This will go against the Bulldogs. And that'll be called against Lexton Salcido. First personal on Salcido. 4-3 lead for Sidney. Scottsbluff awaits the winner. Inbounds pass comes to Kean Kaiser. Can't get the shot to go. And here comes Alliance. Back the other direction. Boyer trying to whip a pass from right side of the paint to the left. We've got a foul called
Foul number 3, Landon Riddle, his first.
On Landon Riddle of Sidney. That'll be his first personal. First team foul. Lonick off his shoe, and that'll be a, near turnover, but Alliance picks it up, and it's Myring. Seth Myring drives it right to the rim for the layup, and Alliance has their first lead of the evening. It is a 5-4 first quarter lead for the Bulldogs. On the drive to the rim on the offensive end for Sidney, Landon Riddle converts.
Landon Riddle.
Very athletic, 6-foot senior Landon Riddle. Lonick, if you give him an inch, he's going to put up that three-point shot. Has started a little bit cold here, 0 for 3. 3-on-1 the other direction, and the layup in transition for Alec Doty. Sidney has 8 points. Baskets for 4 different players here in the early going. Myring operates on the dribble, gives it to Lonick. Pull-up mid-range jumper won't go. He's 0 for 4 to start for Alliance, but he will keep firing. Doty got a paint touch on the penetration, the kick to the right wing, and the pass off target, and Sidney turns it over. 4:40 to play here in the first quarter, an 8-5 lead for the Red Raiders. Myring trying to back down Kaiser. That's going to be tough business right there with as strong as Kean Kaiser is. Alliance turns it over. Kaiser gives it to Doty. Doty. Now Fiskus. Back to Doty. Lance Holly, they'll move it right side on the perimeter. Kean Kaiser from outside knocks down a tray. Kaiser's got 5 first quarter points, and Sidney extends to a 6-point lead. Working into the paint that time is Boyer. A near giveaway. Instead, it's Lonick unable to score. He's 0 for 5 here early. And Kean Kaiser brings it for the Red Raiders. Straight to the rim. Ducked under a defender and laid it in with the right hand. Kean Kaiser's got 7 fast points here to begin in this opening quarter. 13-5 lead, 30-second timeout taken by Jordan Mills in his first year at the helm for Alliance. An Alliance High grad. They had a quartet of new coaches announced late last school year, and both basketball coaches are in their first year. It was Mackenzie Brennan when she was in high school. Now Mackenzie Foster, the head coach for the girls program, and Jordan Mills leading the boys team. Of course, Austin Lewis, after Eric Cole left and they made the hire of Austin Lewis, you had to wonder how they would replace Eric Cole, Jeff, but Austin Lewis has been absolutely outstanding in his tenure at Sidney.
Yeah, there really hasn't been any drop-off by the Red Raiders since Austin Lewis took over that program, and these teams are just going up and down the floor, and this is going to be a good one here in this boys semifinal.
8-point lead right now for Sidney at 13-5. Espen Lonick will give it back near side to Salcido. Up top, Peyton Boyer spins into the paint and lost his footing. Slipped a little bit, and that's a walking violation. Second turnover here committed by Alliance. 13-5 the lead for Sidney. Still one more to go tonight with Gehring and Scottsbluff in the girls matchup. Entry pass down low, Riddle. Athletic catch, came down, went right back up, couldn't get it to drop. Quick trigger three in transition. It won't go for Zern. Sidney pushing. Riddle bumped off his spot. We'll see if they give him the free throws or if they say the contact came on the floor. It looks like a shooting foul, and Landon Riddle will be at the free throw line. That foul is going to go against Lexton Salcido. That'll be his second personal, second team foul, and Riddle at the stripe to shoot two.
Into the game for Alliance, Devin Graham.
Devin Graham, a 6'1 sophomore, first sub off the bench as Salcido goes to the far side bench and takes a seat for Alliance. 14-5, and Riddle knocks down the second. Couple of makes for Landon Riddle. He's got 4. Kean Kaiser leads everybody right now with 7. Trevor Zern up top. Espinlonic on the drive. A little runner off one leg. A little floater won't go. It's a cold start here at Cougar Palace for Espinlonic. 10-point lead for Sidney. It's 15-5. 2:43 to play in the opening quarter. Kaiser jab steps at his defender. He's already knocked down 1 3. Doty gives it to Holly. Poked away from behind. Riddle has it. Now Kaiser on the perimeter. He'll go to work against Myring. Loses the basketball, and here comes Alliance the other way. That's Peyton Boyer. Can't get the layup to go. Tipped out. Falls right to Devin Graham. The second shot opportunity wouldn't go, and it's a cold stretch here offensively for the Alliance Bulldogs. 15-5 the lead, and the basketball for Sidney. Handoff action on the perimeter. Holly picks up his dribble. Riddle. Kaiser, pick and pop off the screen. Kean Kaiser's three-point attempt. Backside board, offensive rebound goes to Fiskus. He's fouled. And free throws coming for 6'2 senior Reed Fiskus.
Alliance is third. At the free throw line, Reed Fiskus, shooting 2.
2 shots coming for Reed Fiskus. 1:54 to play. They're in the first half. Or in this first quarter, Fiskus knocks down the first. 16-5. It's Sidney now stretching to an 11-point lead. Another from Fiskus. Soft touch that rolls around the iron and drops through. 4 for Fiskus, 4 for Riddle, 2 for Doty and Kaiser with 7. Graham to Lonick. They'll need Espinlonic to get going. 0 for 6 start for him. Peyton Boyer picked up in the corner after Boyer lost the basketball. Lonick uses up his dribble. Shot clock at 12. Seth Myring with Kaiser defending. Myring, jump hook with the right hand. Rebounding underneath is Kean Kaiser. Sidney will hammer the glass, both ends of the floor. Nice delivery from Kaiser to Reese Dorsey, but the sophomore couldn't get it to go. And here comes Alliance. Espinlonic, Zern, right back to Lonick. Open look, he'll fire it. Rims out again on Espinlonic. He smacks his hands and heads back down the other end to play some defense. We go under a minute to play. Near turnover. Kaiser picks it up. Three-pointer on the way, and knocking that one down is Alec Doty, and Sidney leads it 20-5 here in this opening quarter. Trevor Zern, 40 on the game clock, shot clock at 25. Peyton Boyer steps inside the three-point line. It won't go. It's been an offensive struggle for for Alliance here in this first quarter. Shot clock off. Sidney basketball trying to extend what's already a big 15-point lead. Riddle to Doty. Alec Doty. Reed Fiskus moves to the high post. Dorsey. Now Kean Kaiser. Game clock at 10. Riddle in traffic with the right hook. On the run, it would not drop, and so Alliance will get the final crack at it. Peyton Boyer shoots over Dorsey. Dorsey at the buzzer off the back heel of the iron, and it will not go. Great start to the ball game for the Sidney Red Raiders. They lead after one over Alliance, 20-5 on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Regional West, and Pipeworks Plumbing.
Second quarter action coming up here in just a moment as both teams getting set to exit their sideline huddles. 20-5 lead for Sidney. Chris Cottrell with Jeff Kelly. It's game 3 of 4 here at Western Nebraska Community College. Alliance, no free throw attempts in the first quarter. 1 3-point make. Sidney 4 for 4 at the line. They've knocked down a pair of threes and they lead it by 15. Alliance ball on the perimeter. Peyton Boyer. A cutter through is Myring. Up top, Devin Graham. Myring has it on the right wing. Drives it into the paint. Challenged at the rim. Fiskus blocked the shot. Alliance with 4 back defensively. How about Holly out of the left corner? Alliance Holly buries a 3, and right now it is all Sidney. They lead it 23-5.
18-0 run by Sidney.
Wow. On the drive to the bucket that time, shot wouldn't go. 2-on-1, easy opportunity, but Alec Doty caught it, went up, was a little too deep under the rim, and hit the underside of the rim. And we'll get a foul on the other end of the floor called against the Red Raiders, and Seth Myring will get some free throws. That goes against Kean Kaiser. That'll be his first personal, first team foul on Sidney here in the second quarter. 23-5 lead. And Myring at the stripe hits the first. Myring with 3, Trevor Zern with 3, and that is it right now for Alliance. Just the 6 points here as we're nearly a minute in to the second quarter. Myring hits both. Alec Doty will handle the basketball here and run the show on this possession. Trying to dissect, it looks like a 2-3 zone here from Alliance. Hand in the passing lane that time. Graham gets the deflection, and now both teams turn it over within a span of seconds. Holly leaves it to Kaiser, and the right-hand finger roll for the big 6'3 junior, Kean Kaiser. And it is an 18-point lead again, 25-7 for Sidney. Myring takes it strong. Whistle and a foul. And we'll get 2 more free throws coming for Seth Myring.
Lions being very aggressive, just not getting anything to fall. Myring driving that time, shots just not falling for the Alliance Bulldogs here in this first 10 minutes of this first half.
Myring short on the first at the line. Jaden Guerra will check in, a 6'2 freshman.
In for the Bulldogs, Jaden Guerra.
6:33 to play here in the second quarter. First half action. Sidney in front, 25-7 on Alliance. Myring off the mark, but an offensive rebound. Was it deflected away out of bounds? They say
nope. It went right through the hands of Guerrera.
So it'll stay or go to Sidney on the Alliance turnover. Alliance drops back, and they'll set up in that 2-3 zone. Going to try and make Sidney beat them from the perimeter if they can. Forced a turnover last time down out of that zone defense. Holly, Riddle, they'll dump it middle of the floor. Nice high-low look. Unable to finish at the rim is Kale Kaiser. And it'll go to Alliance as the ball leaves the playing floor here down to our left. 25-7. Alliance trying to find some sort of a rhythm offensively. Espinlonic uses up his dribble. It's back to Peyton Boyer. Crossover dribble into a bit of a step back 3. Too strong. The rebound to Holly. Sidney Looking for a little transition, but Alliance back. They'll set up in the 2-3. Bounce pass to the right wing. It's Doty. Kale Kaiser dumps it down low. They look opposite corner. Good ball movement from the Red Raiders. And that ends in a Landon Riddle three-point bucket. Good possession right there from Sidney.
Just as you said, great ball movement from Sidney that time. They know just where everybody else is going to be, and they were able to find the open man that time.
Boyer drives it across the paint. Can't get the runner with the right hand to drop, and it's a 21-point lead for Sidney. Coming up on 3 minutes played in the second quarter. Wide open underneath, Kale Kaiser. He's pushed from behind by Guerra.
Fouls on number 34, Jaden Guerra, his first.
First personal on the freshman.
In for the Bulldogs.
First team foul.
Braden Clark.
Devin Graham will take a seat. And checking in is 5'11 sophomore Braden Clark. Missed shot, second shot opportunity won't go for Holly. And on the offensive end for Alliance, we'll get a whistle and a foul called. It'll go on Landon Riddle.
Landon Riddle, his second.
Second personal on Riddle and Peyton Boyer. It is just a big-time struggle right now. All facets of offense for Alliance.
They're just not able to find any open shots, and when they do, they won't fall, and even struggling from the charity stripe here early in this game for Alliance.
They've missed 4 in a row at the line. Boyer misses 2, and a timeout taken by Austin Lewis.
Timeout, Sidney.
It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break here as well. Sidney up 21 points on Alliance on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Regional West, and Pipeworks Plumbing.
(28-7), Sidney leading Alliance with 4:52 to play in the first half. We're at WNCC's Cougar Palace. Jeff Kelly to my right, TV producer Trayton Harmon to my left. We'll be back here next weekend with a bunch of action for the Western Trails Conference Tournament here at the Palace as well. Back-to-back weekends for Western Conference and WTC. High-low action, good cut to the rim, and the finish for Kean Kaiser, the delivery from Reed Fiskus. For Kaiser, he's now into double figures with 11. Espen Lonick now top of the key with it, Peyton Boyer. Fiskus, good defensive work. Nice find, the delivery from Boyer. And Seth Meyring finishes with the layup. Meyring's got 6 to lead Alliance, 6 of their 9, the other 3 from Zern. 30-9 the score. All Sidney here in this first half. Fiskus dribbles just inside the arc. Kaiser has it. They back off. Kaiser will put up the tray off the iron right, but the offensive rebound controlled by Alec Doty. Doty, pump fake, got the defender in the air, and there goes Sidney all over the offensive glass. Tipped around, but eventually out of the scrum comes Espen Lonick. Lonick drives it, still can't buy a bucket. Knocked away underneath. Clark then fouled. And Braden Clark will shoot 2 free throws for the Bulldogs.
Struggles continue for Espen Lonick. Just has not been able to find the range or even from in close able to convert.
Clark at the line. Lefty sophomore. And the struggles continue all over the offensive end for Alliance. Another miss at the foul line from Clark. They have missed 5 in a row at the foul line. And Clark gets him off the schneid at the stripe. It's a 20-point lead for Sidney, 30-10, with now 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Riddle to Holly. Holly's knocked down a 3. Doty on the perimeter. Kyle Jaggers is checked in. Holly. Riddle. Handoff action on the perimeter. Clark defends Landon Riddle. Kean Kaiser comes to a jump stop. 5 on the shot clock. Got it to go in a foul. Just so strong. Upper body, lower body. You can see one of the top linebackers in C1 being recruited by Iowa State. He's made a couple of trips, at least since into fall till now, to Ames, and Kaiser gets the free throw to go. He's got 6 in the quarter, 13, check that, 7 in the quarter, 14 in the ball game. All Sidney here, they're in front 33-10. Peyton Boyer cut off the pass by Landon Riddle. Espen Lonick, all it took, Jeff, was to foul him on the three-point shot as he gets it to go. And Espen Lonick now with a chance at the rare 4-point play.
That was beyond the college three-point line that time.
Reed Fiskus checking back in. 33-13. We've got 2:50 to play, and that was the third personal on Landon Riddle. And Espen Lonick now at the line for one. Drills the free throw. Lonick's got his first 4 points of the game on that possession. 2:45 to play in the first half. Alliance would love a stop and then a bucket. That would be a starting point for Jordan Mills' crew. Fiskus turns with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Tipped up and in. Just a two-hand tip right there for Lance Holly. He's got 5 in the quarter.
Holly got off the ground very quickly that time to tip that one in.
Lonick thought about the three. Fiskus with a hand up in a hurry. Now Boyer. Peyton Boyer yet to score. Can't get the layup to go. Who touched it last? It's out of bounds. It looks like it'll stay on the Alliance end. 2:11 to play in the half. 35-14. It's Sidney leading it by 21 points. Alliance has won the only other matchup of the year between the two. Left wing three. Lonick too strong. Up high for the rebound. Alec Doty. Doty into the front court. Jaggers on the right wing on the catch. Riddle will check in at the next dead ball. Nope, they're going to bring him back. Austin Lewis thought better of it. Jaggers off the wing on the drive. Shot wouldn't go, but he's fouled. And free throws coming for Kyle Jaggers, a 6-foot sophomore. Foul goes against Braden Clark, his first personal. And Jaggers at the line for a pair. Off the mark on the first.
Really impressed from what I've seen from this Sidney team here in this first half of this one. This is, as we said, a different team than when they played Gehring earlier in the season.
Look very under control on the offensive end, well schooled. Know they want to get the basketball. They've knocked down a couple of outside shots as well. Couple of misses for Jaggers. Lead stays at 21. And a foul in the backcourt's going to go against Reed Fiskus. 35-14, and it'll be Zern at the line here for the Bulldogs. Alliance has just 4 baskets in the first half. They've scored just 14 points. Couple of trays. 1:42 to play. It's been a struggle at the line. Zern misses a pair. An offensive rebound for Guerra. Clark, right side on the catch there with it is Fritzler. Fritzler being guarded by Holly. Now it's Boyer. 20 on the shot clock. Guerra now unable to spin away from Holly, doing a great job defending Boyer, and then I think the help defender might be whistled for the personal here. That will go on Kean Kaiser.
Foul on Kean Kaiser, his third.
So 3 fouls each on Riddle and Kaiser. If there's one area of concern for Sidney, it would be the foul column.
Yeah, you wonder what they're going to do in this second half. Hopefully neither one of those will pick up their fourth in the last 1 minute, 20 seconds.
Peyton Boyer now 0 for 3 at the line.
It has just been a struggle in this first half for Alliance from the free throw line.
They are 4 for 13 at the line in this quarter. Boyer gets that one to go. Or check that, make it 5 for 13. The lead is 20 for the Red Raiders, 35-15. Doty sized up the defender, was behind the college three-point line, and it came up short. Fritzler, coast to coast, shot won't go. Ball loose on the floor. That'll go out of bounds far side. And it'll stay with Alliance. They've got Zern, Boyer, Fritzler, Garrett, and Clark. Holly out there. Also Dorsey plus Fiskus. Alliance basketball in the paint. Zern can't get it to go with the right hand. Doty rebounds, and here comes Sidney with 35 seconds to play in the first half. They lead it 35-15. About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock.
Seth Myring.
Myring comes in. As Trevor Zern takes a seat. 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. 4-second differential between shot and game clock. Doty was posting, wanted it. Now Fiskus jab steps and he walked with it. Just the 4th turnover of the game committed by Alliance. They've only got 8 total turnovers, 4 on each of these squads.
Into the game for the Bulldogs, Espen Wanek and Lexton Salcido.
Lexton Salcido comes back in along with Wanek for Alliance. 16 seconds to play in the half. And if you're Alliance, you want to take the final shot here. You don't want Sidney to get any more opportunities with it offensively. We go under 10 seconds to play in the second quarter. Wanek thought about it, hesitated for a moment, missed the 3. Braden Clark had his shot blocked. And with 1 second to play, we'll stay with the Bulldogs. Wanek will inbound along the baseline near the corner. Myring. Instead, opposite side, Clark catch and shoot 3. It comes up short. All Sidney in the first half here this evening in our second boys semifinal game. The Red Raiders leading Alliance at halftime, 35-15 on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Regional West, and Pipeworks Plumbing. Serve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Are you tired of being tired? Sweet Dream Sleep in Gering is ready to help you wake up feeling refreshed. Dr. Brittany Meyer provides consultation for both children and adults to identify sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, insomnia, periodic limb movement, and more. Dr. Meyer and her nurse practitioner manage treatment with follow-ups using in-person office visits and telemedicine to navigate insurance requirements. No referral is necessary. Sweet Dreams Sleep Services. Better sleep, better health.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
High school basketball coverage on KNEB.TV, our YouTube channel, Allo Channel 15 and Mobius Channel 1500. Chris Cottrell alongside my partner for all four games today and again tomorrow, Jeff Kelly. Jeff, let's just kind of recap what we've seen so far here at the Palace today. The Scottsbluff boys handily beat Gering earlier, 73-39. They won the first matchup, 74-38. 73-39 today, so they've kind of taken the upper hand in these matchups, and it looks like it's going to be 4 games. We still have a regular season game to go at Scottsbluff, and the way it's looking, it might be a 1-4 matchup in the sub-district, so 4 games for those two teams coming down the home stretch of the year.
Yeah, and I think Gering's got to figure out against Scottsbluff how to get off to a faster start. Last Saturday and earlier today, I mean, Gering just not able to get off to a fast start. They got in an early hole and were just not able to recover in that game. And as you said, a big score for the Bearcats as they win that one going away. And, as I said, it was just almost a 180-degree turn from what Gering showed yesterday against Shadron after coming off those 2 losses to Shadron and Scottsbluff last week. It just they just made a complete turn and seemed like they took a couple of steps back against Scottsbluff in that game.
So Gering will play for 3rd place tomorrow against the loser of this game. Alliance down by 20 right now. Sidney in front 35-15. Then in game 2 today, in the first girls semifinal matchup, it was all Sidney as they beat North Platte 61-28. Really no surprise there. Sidney kind of stepped their game up. It was a blowout win yesterday, but sloppy at times in their win against Alliance, and they had no trouble with North Platte.
No trouble with North Platte. North Platte struggling. One question we're going to have to find the answer to possibly tomorrow is Ryan Dillahay. She kind of went out a little bit of an ankle injury, and she came back into the game, but favoring that left leg, just that left ankle, just a little bit. So we'll see how that story plays out. But of course, the Sidney girls, they run 5 in, run 5 out, and just a really hard team to try and slow down.
A pretty usual participant in a Western Conference girls tournament is the squad from Sidney. I visited with Eric Cole, one of the girls' assistant coaches. He said, looked like Dillahay was going to be okay. He was set to go visit with her after he grabbed some food in the hospitality room, but she came back in, like you said, and they're probably going to be in good shape moving forward tomorrow. As far as this game's concerned, 35-15, it's been all Sidney, and as good as Sidney's been, it's been just the opposite on the offensive end, a real struggle right now for Alliance to put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, it would really be interesting to see what the percentage is for Alliance from the field, because they have just struggled, and not only from the field but from the free throw line. And Espen Lonick, he hit a 3 that he was fouled on, made the 4-point play, but up until that time he had missed about everything that he had put up in that first half. So Alliance definitely having some problems finding the bottom of the net here at Western Nebraska Community College.
Even when they get the freebies at the foul line, it's been a nightmare for Alliance. Just 5 of 13 shooting free throws in the first 2 quarters for the Alliance Bulldogs. For Sidney, Kean Kaiser's had an excellent start to his game here today in the first half. He finishes with 14 points. And then after Kaiser spread out, Riddle with 7, 5 each for Doty and Holly, and 4 points for Reed Fiskus. Seth Meyring has 6 to lead Alliance, and Espen Lanik with that 4-point play has 4, and that has him second in scoring for the Bulldogs. We'll step away and come back with second half action right after this. It's Sidney up 35-15 over Alliance on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Regional West, and Pipeworks Plumbing.
How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least 1 float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their community.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water.
And welcome back to Cougar Palace on the campus of Western Nebraska Community College. Second half, third quarter of this boys semifinal game, Sidney and Alliance. And at the Sidney end, there's Kean Kaiser as he starts it off. And the Sidney lead grows to 37-15. Been all Sidney in the first half. Alliance their first chance as Espen Lanik drives, comes up short on that layup. And Sidney will come the other way. Doty finds Lance Holly in the right corner, bounce out on top to Fiskus to Kaiser. Kaiser driving, right side, off the glass and in. Back-to-back baskets by Kean Kaiser to start this third quarter off for the Red Raiders. Alliance with it as they work it around to Trevor Zern. Peyton Boyer drives left side, puts up a shot over Kaiser, and that falls in. Peyton Boyer with the basket. And the Bulldogs on the board here in this third quarter. Reed Fiskus left side with the ball. Top of the key, Alec Doty drives down the right side, off the glass, won't fall. Zern pulls down the rebound for the Bulldogs on the push, gives it up to Salcido, and he takes a couple of extra steps that time and turns the ball over to the Red Raiders. Alex Doty, the 6'2 junior, brings it across. Landon Riddle with it. They look high post. Kean Kaiser in the paint, whips it into the right corner. Fiskus looked at the three, didn't take it. Gives it up to Kean Kaiser. Nice pass inside. Driving and scoring is Landon Riddle.
Landon Riddle.
For the Red Raiders. And the Sidney lead grows. Here's a three ball on the way. That one from Salcido off the mark. Kaiser down with the rebound, quickly up the floor. Underhand pass to Holly, back to Kean Kaiser. Check that, Riddle to Kaiser. Doty with it. Now Reed Fiskus takes it, top of the key, on the dribble. Finds Landon Riddle. Kaiser, he'll turn. Hands it to Alec Doty. 9 on the shot clock. Kaiser into the paint, and he'll draw the foul on his way to the basket. And the foul will be on Alliance's Seth Myring. That'll be the first on Myring.
Alliance's first of the third.
That'll be the first on Alliance here in this third quarter.
Jeff, we talked during the Gering game earlier about how head coach Trey Winkler always wants his guys to hunt for good shots. Riddle fouled. This Sidney team, they'll be very methodical in the half court, and they always seem to take a good open shot.
Nice inbound play right there as they went to Landon Riddle. Wasn't able to convert, but Riddle will go to the free throw line. Lexington Salcido with his third personal foul. Creighton Fritzler checking into the Alliance Bulldog lineup. And one more for Landon Riddle. Riddle hits that one. He's got 10. 43-17. Sidney. Peyton Boyer drives that shot, blocked from behind by Kaiser. And the ball will stay at the Alliance end. Toss in. There's Seth Myring with it. He'll drive, put it up with the right hand. He found some open space. And once again, Alliance struggling, trying to find the basket. And a pass fired out of bounds. Landon Riddle, and it takes out the wastebasket down the way from the Sidney bench. We've already had somebody crash into the table holding the water cooler at that end. So Alliance will have it, trying to crawl out of this 43-17 deficit. Espenlanik turns and gives it to Fritzler. They work at Peyton Boyer. Boyer goes behind his back, cut off there. Myring with it to Peyton Boyer. Boyer tries to drive baseline, and he loses the handle on the ball, and the ball will go over to Sidney. Sidney leading at 43-17. They were winners over North Platte yesterday. Here's Sidney driving. That's Alec Doty. His shot doesn't go. Myring quickly the other way for Alliance, and Myring on the runner, high off the glass, and it falls through. And the Bulldogs trailing at 43-19. Sloppy ball handling by Sidney, stolen away. Fritzler on the run out. He can't convert, but Lonick there to try and get the rebound. We've got a whistle and a foul. And a foul on Sidney's Landon Riddle. And that'll be his fourth. He had 3 in the first half, sat out the final minute of that second quarter. Alliance to trigger it in. Lonick lobs it out on top. Zern will pick it up there. Finds Boyer, top of the key. Boyer drives against Fiskus. Tried to pass it away. Ball stolen away. They get it ahead. On the Lance Holly. His dunk attempt blocked. And Alliance comes the other way. Fritzler, Boyer, Myring in the paint. His shot won't go. And the rebound is knocked out of bounds. It will be Sidney Ball.
That was Myring on the block. Very athletic play defensively.
Myring, the 6'3" senior. Pressure from Alliance. They get it ahead inside Fiskus. Fiskus drives and scores.
Reed Fiskus.
45-19. Sidney firmly in control. Lonick looking at the three. He struggled from beyond the arc this afternoon. Spin move in the paint to Fritzler, and Fritzler fouled on his way to the basket by Lance Holly. It'll be an inbounds toss in for the Alliance Bulldogs. Toss in comes Myring with it, back to Lonick. Here's Fritzler. Fritzler picks up his dribble, Lonick with it. He'll drive left side to the basket, throws up a wild shot that doesn't go, but Lonick draws the foul. And the 5'9" junior, Espen Lonick, will go to the free throw line for Alliance. Sidney's Lance Holly picks up his third. So Holly with 3, Riddle with 4, and Kean Kaiser with 3 fouls for Sidney. Lonick drains the first one. Make the lead 25 for the Red Raiders. Second one on the way from the left-hander Lonick. He's got 6 in the game. Pressure now from Alliance. They get it ahead, and Kaiser has to run down an errant pass from Lance Holly. He's got it in his hands as Reese Dorsey is checked into the Sidney lineup. Fiskus. Alec Doty pulls it out right side, fires a pass. They work it out of the left side. Dorsey to Fiskus. Top of the key. Lance Holly with it into the paint. Tried to dish out there to Doty. Ball knocked away. Run down by the 10-second line as the shot clock goes off. Kean Kaiser not able to get a shot off, and a shot clock violation on Sidney.
After turning it over just 4 times in the first half, that's the 3rd turnover for the Raiders here in this 3rd quarter.
Here's Alliance with it. Fritzler tried to get a pass to Lonick. Kean Kaiser in the passing zone, and Kaiser on the run out slams it home. He's got 20. At the Alliance end, into the paint. That's Zern, got his defender up in the air, wasn't able to convert. And Sidney with 2:14 left here in the 3rd quarter comes the other way. Alec Doty on the dribble, trying to dump it inside. That pass tipped up in the air. Boyer gets it ahead. Lonick with the left-handed layup. Lonick has 8. 47-23 Red Raiders. Kaiser into the offensive end for Sidney. On the dribble, goes behind his back against Trevor Zern. Turns hand to Doty. Doty drives right side. He'll draw the foul. As Peyton Boyer will commit the foul.
Kaiser's impressive. 20 points. I'll tell you another thing that stands out about this Sidney team is just how physically strong they are. Everybody ripped in the upper body.
First one off the mark from Alec Doty, and Devin Graham into the Alliance lineup.
In for Alliance, Devin Graham.
One more for Alec Doty. Alec Doty hits that one, 48-23. Peyton Boyer, Lonick, right side, tries to drive, almost lost the handle. As they give it on the handoff from Zern to Peyton Boyer. And Boyer fumbles the pass out of bounds. It'll go back over to Sidney. Sidney with it, breaking Alliance pressure. They get it to Lance Holly. They'll get it out to Kaiser. They'll reset the offense. Reese Dorsey. Lance Holly with it. Back to Doty. High post. Here's Kaiser against Lonick. Looked at the shot, didn't take it. He'll give it up to Fiskus. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Sidney looks inside, finds Fiskus. His layup too strong. Alliance comes away with the rebound. Peyton Boyer drives, lost the handle, trying to go up with one hand on the layup and lost the handle. And an easy basket goes by the wayside for the Alliance Bulldogs with 51 seconds left, 48-23. Sidney on top. Pressure from Alliance. Kaiser gets it ahead to Fiskus. 43 seconds left. Fiskus picks up his dribble. Here's Reese Dorsey with it. Back outside, Alec Doty for three. That won't fall. And the rebound is knocked out of bounds. Keep it at the Sidney end.
Couple of final scores from the consolation games. The Shadron boys beat Liberty Tree 97-39, and about the Alliance girls picking up their second win of the year. They beat Shadron 42-29.
A little bit more offense from Liberty Tree. Sidney on the inbounds. They lob it inside, and all in one motion. Lance Holly puts it up and in for the Red Raiders. 50-23. Sidney in control. Peyton Boyer. Here's Braden Clark with it. Graham, it's knocked away. He regains. Boyer on the left wing. Probing. Now he'll start a drive baseline, and he'll draw the foul. And that foul on Sidney's Reed Fiskus with 7.5 seconds left here in this third quarter. Lonick on the inbounds, finds Guerra. He'll hand it right back to Lonick. He launches a three with 3 seconds left. Clark won't get off the shot on the putback before the end of the third quarter. We're through three, and at the end of three, it's Sidney 50, Alliance 23 on the Rural Radio Network.
Coverage of the 2025 Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Wesco, Papa Murphy's, Team Auto Center, Riverstone Bank, and Advantage Chiropractic.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Back at Western Nebraska Community College alongside Chris Cottrell, I'm Jeff Kelly as we go to the fourth quarter of this boys semifinal game. The winner will get Scotts Bluff in the boys championship game tomorrow, and right now it looks like Sidney comfortably in the driver's seat to go to that championship game against the Bearcats. Jackson Poss into the Alliance lineup for the first time this afternoon. Peyton Boyer dumps it down low, finds Braden Clark. And Clark puts it up and in. Alliance gets on the board first in this fourth quarter. Alliance's first possession. Kean Kaiser drives right side. A strong move to the basket by Kean Kaiser. He's got 22 in the game. 52-25 Red Raiders. Three ball on the way. Peyton Boyer off the back iron. Rebound tipped into the hands of Reed Fiskus. And the Red Raiders will come the other way. Fiskus looking, picks up his dribble, Finds Landon Riddle to get it to Kaiser. Left side, Kaiser back outside. Fiskus, he'll drive, kick out, pass off the hands of Doty. Alliance with it. And I thought we were going to have a travel right there. Jackson Poss shuffles the feet. Another turnover, and the ball goes right back to Sidney. They have been in control since the opening quarter as they led 20-5 at the end of one. Doty into the front court for Sidney. Fiskus has it. Back to Doty. Try to dump it inside to Kaiser. Knocked up in the air. Doty gets it right back. Skip pass to Kenobi, who's checked into the Sidney lineup. High post pass. Kaiser down low. The shot by Riddle won't go. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Red Raiders.
Tough look that time, but still you see the movement off the ball, the nice cut, and the vision to find him from Kaiser. Didn't get the end result they wanted, but still good looking offense from the Red Raiders.
Kaiser with it with 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Kaiser driving and scoring.
Kean Kaiser.
24 points for Kean Kaiser.
That is one tough customer.
Yep. Loose ball on the floor, diving for it is Poss. Alliance will control. Fritzler with the step back in the paint. It won't fall through. There's Kaiser. Long outlet pass, Fiskus. Fiskus, underhand pass. Doty, the runner in the paint. That falls off the back iron. Tipped by Riddle. He can't control it. Alliance comes the other way. Fritzler ahead. Braden Clark. 3 ball for Clark, short. And Sidney's going to slow things down. Fiskus looks up at the clock. Hangs above the floor here at Cougar Palace. They'll give it to Kenobi. Back to Alec Doty. Kaiser holds the ball above his head. Pretty delivered by Sidney right now. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. The shot by Kaiser off the front iron. Alliance with it. Fritzler drives against Kaiser. Cut off, looking enough to get it on top to Guerra. Guerra, the drive and the kick. Fritzler into the paint, puts up the shot over Kaiser and scores it. Fritzler, his first 2 points of the game.
Creighton Fritzler.
54-27. 4:45 left in the game. Doty with it, right side, looks inside. Kaiser, nice pass down low. He finds Reed Fiskus, who lays it up and in. At the Alliance end, 3 ball in and out by Devin Graham. Long down court pass. Kenobi with it. He'll drive right side. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And we'll have a foul. That's on Alliance's Devin Graham. And that puts Cash Kenobi, a 6'1" sophomore, at the free throw line for the Red Raiders.
Into the game for Alliance, Espinlonic, Lexton Salcedo.
First points for Kenobi in the game. Myrick checking in, Zern checking back in for Alliance, along with Salcedo and Espinlonic. 1 more for Kenobi as he hits both. And it's a 31-point Sidney lead. Myring with it left side. They work at top of the key. Boyer drives, goes up and under. Can't score it, but Boyer will go to the free throw line. And the foul, I want to say, on Landon Riddle.
Fouls on number 11.
Check that.
Alec
Doty. That'll be his 3rd.
Sidney's first.
First on Sidney here in this 4th quarter.
Into the game for Sidney.
Peyton Boyer's first free throw toss falls through.
Boyer's been quiet, just one basket from the floor, 4 total points.
Kale Kaiser into the Sidney lineup. And the second free throw by Boyer falls through. 4 minutes left in the game. 58-29 Sidney. Kean Kaiser bounces down low to Kale. Kale spins to the basket, can't score. The ball tipped up by Doty. Won't fall through, and Alliance will come the other way. Lonick ahead to Salcedo for 3. Doesn't fall. Kale Kaiser comes out of there with the rebound, but he's fouled. And a foul on Sidney Seth Myring.
Number 13, Seth Myring, his second.
Will be 2 on him. Kenobi brings it across for Sidney. Bounce to the right side, Doty with it. They work to the left side now, Kaiser to Kenobi. Kenobi beyond the arc, he'll launch the 3 and drain it. Cash Kenobi with 5 in the game. 61 points for the Red Raiders here in this semifinal game. Quick trigger, Seth Myring. His 3 doesn't go. Long down court pass. Kenobi on the run out, and he's fouled. So he goes to the floor. And we'll have a foul on Alliance's Lexton Salcedo. And I think the officials discussing that this is going to be an intentional foul right here.
Yeah, it was pretty solid contact from behind.
Fouls on number 4, Lexton Salcedo, his 4th.
Looks like just a common foul.
Did not make the crossed arm signal, so Cash Kenobi will go to the free throw line.
Just a sophomore. He's looked good. He's got nice rotation when the ball leaves his hand. And he's got all 6 of his points here in the 4th quarter, just a sophomore.
Reese Dorsey into the Sidney lineup. Kenobi can't get the second one to fall, but the offensive rebound and putback by Jaggers won't fall. Sidney controls 3 ball out front off the glass and in. That's Kale Kaiser hitting that one. And Sidney in control, 65-29 as we near the 2-minute mark in this one. Driving right side. Trevor Zern picks up the foul. Checking in for Sidney will be Graham Santero. That foul on Espen Lonick. Lonick with the ball. The shot doesn't go. And Sidney gets it ahead. Kenobi. Reese Dorsey with it. Now Jaggers. Here's Kale Kaiser trying to back down Zern. The shot doesn't go. Ball knocked around, picked up by Kaiser. Can't convert it again. The ball in the hands of Jaggers. And another missed opportunity for Sidney. Alliance the other way. Trevor Zern looking down low. Reverse layup. Salcedo puts it up and in.
Lexton Salcedo.
Minute 44 left in the game. Dorsey has it for Alliance. On the dribble right side. Jaggers in the right corner. Out on top, Kenobi. The runner in the paint. Falls through for Cash Kenobi.
Cash Kenobi.
67-31. Reverse layup at the Alliance end. Won't fall for Peyton Boyer. Dorsey, long down court pass. Looking for Kaiser. And it goes off his hands, and it'll be Alliance ball as Anderson Smelly will check in, as the Red Raiders, I believe, have cleared their bench, as has Alliance. Devin Graham in for Alliance. And Creighton Fritzler. And Sidney will move on to tomorrow afternoon's championship game against Scotts Bluff. And Alliance will take on Gering in third place game. Foul on Sidney's Reese Dorsey. That'll be his first. Jackson Poss with it, hands it to Fritzler. Underhand pass back to Graham at the free throw line, nothing doing. Back to Fritzler. Fritzler looking, leaves it for Graham, and foul called. And that'll be on Sidney's Cash Kenobi. That'll be 2 on him. 4th team foul on Sidney. 1 minute left in the game. Poss, top of the key, in the paint, puts up the shot, partially blocked that time by Smelly, but put back up and in by Guerra. 67-33, 38 seconds left in the game. Sidney in control. Dorsey, a pass to Kenobi. Kenobi tries to return it and throws it out of bounds. And the Bulldogs will have it with 30 seconds left in the game. Creighton Fritzler tries to, ball knocked away from him into the hands of Kenobi, and Kenobi slams it through with the right hand. Kenobi, the 6'1 sophomore. 69-33, Sidney Red Raiders. Fritzler drives down the right side, shot off the glass, doesn't go. Guerra with the offensive board. His putback won't fall. Rebound comes down to Jaggers, and that will end the game. Sidney in control from the opening tap, and they run away from Alliance as Sidney gets the win. They move on to the boys championship game as they defeat Alliance 69-33 here in the boys' second semifinal game. So the boys championship game tomorrow at 3:30, and Alliance and Gering will match up at 12:30 in the boys' third place game.
For those of you who are leaving at this time, please drive home safely.
So should we wrap things up here real quickly?
Yep. We'll recap things here as far as this one is concerned. That means we've got 3 down and 1 to go here at WNCC's Cougar Palace. Last game on the docket still to come. It's the Gering girls against Scotts Bluff in our second girls semifinal matchup here today. Let's run down some scoring totals here quickly. Leading the way in scoring for Alliance, they had 2 players with 8 points, Espen Lonick and Seth Myring. Quiet game for Peyton Boyer with 5. 3 points each for Trevor Zern and Braden Clark, and you had 2 points apiece for Guerra, Fritzler, and Salcido. For Sidney, I think we've got Riddle for 10? I think that's going to leave me a point short, but we'll go with what we've got. 10 for Riddle, Doty with 6, 24 for Kaiser. So that puts him at 40, and then you had 8 from Fiskus. Lance Holly had 7. 10 points, all in the fourth quarter, including a dump for Kenobi. And Cale Kaiser finished with 3 points in the win. Sidney now 13-4. They'll play Scotts Bluff tomorrow at 3:30. Alliance drops to 11-6, and they'll play Gering tomorrow in the third place boys game at 12:30. Well, right now we'll step away, take a few minutes off, and come back a few minutes ahead of time for our final game of the night with the Scotts Bluff and Gering girls matchup in the second girls semifinal. We'll be back here in about 10 or 12 minutes with you on KNEB.TV platforms, plus we'll join on KMOR 93.3.